You ever wonder what it feels like to get stopped by the police in your own driveway, just feet from the house you built with your own hands? Not on a dark road, not in a strange neighborhood, but right at the gate where your name's literally carved in steel. Yeah, that happened to me, and the way the whole thing went down, it turned the ground under my feet into something I barely recognized. You know what I mean? Let me back up a sec so you could see it the way I did. That day, my bones were aching, boots caked in Texas dirt, the kind of tire that sits heavy behind your eyes, makes every mile home feel like two, but at least Latoya's pot roast was waiting for me. So that was my finish line, not some wild confrontation. But then I turned onto my block sun, already gone, sky that weird dull gray in. There were two squad cars parked sideways right in front of my gate. No lights, engines rumbling like they were waiting on someone dangerous. I slowed down, still halfway believing maybe they were after a neighbor, till I saw that cop, young dude, step out and tell me to stay in the vehicle, voice sharp, not angry, just locked tight like he was reading it from a manual. "This is my house," I said, trying to keep it chill. Even as the second officer, older, buzz cut, that cop who sent everything look came out and put his hand near his belt. "I built this place. Granger Construction. You can look it up." I handed them my ID, address printed clear as day, my name right there on the gate, but they just stood there like maybe the dirt on my boots meant more than anything on paper. The air got thick, sticky, like that feeling before a Texas thunderstorm, and all I wanted was to get through my own damn gate and inside for dinner. Then the front door creaked open, and there's Latoya in her scrubs, fierce as ever. That's my husband. "If you got a problem, you talk to me." And behind her, Marissa, our girl barefoot, filming it all on her phone, already taller than her mom. The officers gave me my license back. No apology, just a tight little nod, and walked off without a word, but the taste it left in my mouth, man, that stuck with me all night. I didn't sleep much. Me mind kept circling that moment, how fast the ground could shift under you, how in front of your own house, in a community you built, you could still be treated like an outsider. I figured that'd be the end of it. Just another story for the dinner table, but the next morning it felt heavier, like there was more waiting. By sunrise, I was already replaying the security footage. Sound turned up, just me, calm, doing nothing wrong. Latoya made eggs, didn't even look at me when she asked, "What are you going to do?" I called the damn patrol company before I'd finished my coffee. They hadn't checked their own cameras, just saw a suspicious man at the gate and sent police. Suspicious meant me, apparently sweaty, dirty from work, black. The head of operations tried to smooth it over. Lots of Mr. Granger and community, but I was done. Terminated the contract right there. Then called the HO. Had a tense talk with Greg from the board, who cared more about the neighborhood's image than my family's safety. Word got out quick. By noon, folks in the neighborhood were texting, a friend saying he'd seen the video online already. I looked at Marissa. "You post it." She shook her head. "I sent it to Nia." Maybe she did. Nia had followers. TikTok was faster than fire. And soon the story was everywhere. Comments pouring in, some furious, some skeptical, a few asking what the real story was. Internet got teeth, man, and it bites whatever side it wants. But then, mid-afternoon, there's a knock at the door. 3 slow raps, like someone unsure of their welcome. It was Margie, white hair, blue dress, lived 3 doors down, always waved but never talked. She brought peach cobbler piece, offering in Tupperware, and, trembling, she admitted she was the one who'd called the patrol. "Didn't recognize me," panicked. Latoya bristled. "We didn't recognize the man who's lived here 6 years?" Margie stammered. "He looked unfamiliar." Marissa, sharp as a blade, said what we were all thinking. "You panicked because he's black." Margie couldn't look at me. "Maybe. I'm not proud of it. I came here to say it out loud." She left with her apology hanging in the air. I appreciated it, but man, that didn't untangle what had been done. That night, we found a note in the mailbox, screenshot of the viral video. My face circled in red, scrawled under it, "Don't forget whose neighborhood this is." No signature, just a cold warning. Latoya wanted to file a report, but I couldn't stomach the idea of calling the same department that sent Rourke and Delaney to my driveway. Then Terrence from 2 blocks over called, said the neighborhood Facebook group was stirring, folks calling me dramatic, some wanting to bring back the patrol, others saying I was making things worse. "They want you to be quiet," Terrence said. "They want you grateful." Grateful for what? Getting stopped at my own gate. Marissa found me later, asked if I was okay. You don't have to prove anything, Dad, she said. But I felt like I did, not for me, but for her, for every kid who'd see this and wonder if they belonged. And just when I thought about letting it all settle, the phone rang late that night. A voice, breathless, said she'd seen the video, thanked me for staying calm, said it'd help her get through something similar. Then hung up before I could even ask her name. That call stuck with me. Suddenly, it wasn't just my fight anymore. Over the next few days, the video exploded over 1 million views, local news calling, neighbors picking sides. Even LaToya's job called her in for a policy review after some patient's family recognized her from the news. Enough was enough. I went to the next HOA meeting, sat in a folding chair, and told everyone, this isn't about pity. It's about honesty, about what happens when people meant to protect us turn on us based on nothing but a glance. Some clapped, most just sat in silence. But afterward, a man, Rick, an old construction foreman, came up and apologized for how he'd treated me decades back. Said he'd kept me out of the main trailer because he didn't want to explain to the guys why there was a black contractor at the table. The apology hurt more than the slight ever did because it was true. But this thing wasn't done. The next twist, Marissa got a note in her locker at school. Your daddy's just another loudmouth trying to play the victim. Tell him to be careful where he parks next time. That was the gut punch, you know? Not just me now, but my kid. She cried, said she didn't want to move, but didn't feel safe. I told her, you didn't do anything wrong. But I was tired of being quiet. I called the news station again, this time asked to do the interview on my job site, in front of my crews, how the world, who I really am. I've poured foundations for 30 years in this city, I said into the camera, but apparently for some people, that's still not enough. After it aired, folks reached out, pastor, school counselor, community advocates wanting to talk, to organize, to actually do something. The police, meanwhile, tried to paper over the problem, called me in for a coffee shop meeting, said the officers were temporarily reassigned, which meant paid desk duty, nothing real. I told them, if not for the video, you treat me like I made it all up. I started working with an advocacy group, Delora Vines leading the charge, showing me stats, old complaints against the same officers, building a case not for revenge, but for change. But the pushback got ugly. More notes, neighborhood threads calling me divisive, folks hinting we should leave for a while to let things cool off. LaToya was scared, wanted to keep Marissa safe, but I couldn't stomach giving up what we'd built. When Delora found another old complaint against Officer Delaney, same pattern, different family, I knew I had to speak out. Called a press conference, said it plain. This isn't about me. It's about accountability. About patterns. Not everyone clapped, but enough did. And slowly, things began to move. The officers quietly reassigned, the patrol contract never reinstated, and me nominated for the HOA board. Still thinking about it, because sometimes fixing a broken gate means holding the key yourself. Let me ask you, if this happened to you, would you have spoken up? If this story hits you, share it, argue about it, talk to your people, because staying silent never made anything right, and every voice added to the noise makes it that much harder for folks like me to be ignored. We're telling real stories, here one voice at a time.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Trinh, mình phụ trách viết content. Trên đây là những công việc của mình, là mình lên mạng xã hội tìm hiểu những video.
It is cold, yeah. Next one? Alright. Thank you, man. Hey, if you guys have any trouble, let somebody know. Please.
After the tree to hold on to.
Yeah, use the fence. Use the fence.